Good morning, students. Welcome to Geo class. So we were studying chapter number 4, that is distribution of oceans and continents. In this chapter, we have already discussed about the continental drift theory, who proposes that theory, what are the evidence, then two more new theories like ocean sea floor spreading, plate tectonics, and ultimately plate tectonics is the valid theory which resulted into the current situations of the seven continents of the world. The current scenario, the world, the globe, how it's looked now is because of the continental drift theories, in which we have studied the major plates like you can see Pacific plates, here you can see Pacific plate, Eurasian plates, African plates, so many plates we have studied, and this is the theory which is now valid, and this shows that the it was not the continents which moved, it was the plates which moved, resulted into the situation of our current globe. Now, the next topic and the last topic is the movements of the plates. Okay, we say that plates move and that resulted into the seven continents. But are these plates still moving or they are now stable? So the correct answer is the plates are still moving with a very different rates. So the Arctic ridge, so if we are talking about here the Arctic areas, the plate here move less than 2.5 centimeters per year. But if we are talking about the South Pacific side of the plate, this is the South Pacific side of the plate, which is almost about 300 and 3,400 kilometers away from Chile. So here you have the Chile, one nation in the South American continent. So from there, the rate of moving is the fastest, or you can say the South Pacific plate have the fastest rate, which is 15 centimeter per year. So that is one of the reasons you will find a lot of disturbance, instability, and volcano eruptions and earthquakes in this region. So this was about the rates of plate movement. But when we are talking about the force for the plate movements, so most scientists before coming the Alfred Wegener theory, they believe that the Earth is a solid and motionless body. But after the sea floor spreadings and many more theories like tectonics, they have come up with that okay, now the interior of Earth is not static and the Earth is moving and it is dynamic. So they have researched and they also studied the movement of Indian plates. So when we are talking about the movement of Indian plates, we have to see this diagram. Then only we will come to know easily how the movement of Indian plate started. So basically, Indian plate was one of the large islands situated off the coast of Australia, and it almost started moving to northwards around 200 million years ago, or we can say that the A when the Pangea broke. This is the time, is the age when the Pangea broke. So you will see that the Earth, the Indian plate started moving from the India landmass to the northwards, and you will see that in 71 million year ago, the Indian plate was south of the equator. And around 140 million years ago, you can say that before that, two times this, the Indian plate was around 50 degrees south of the latitude. Now we know that India is in north of the equator, but at that time it was 50 degrees south of the equator. As it moves northward, you will find that during the 55 million years ago, the Earth come close to the equator. The Indian plate come close to the equator. And around 38 million years ago, it passes through the equators and come into the northern hemisphere. And on 10 million years ago, is attached with the, you can say, the Eurasian plate. And when the movement of the Indian plate towards the Eurasian plate, a major event occurred resulting into the outpouring of the lava, and that resulted into the formation of this Deccan Trap. So this Deccan Trap is formed during the movement of the plate, or you can say this started almost around 60 million years ago, means when the plate was here, the Deccan Trap has started forming. And from 40 million years ago, means when the plate is here, the Himalayas started forming and taking place, and scientists still believe that the height of Himalayas are increasing every year. So you will find that in Indian plate is almost, so come to this figure here I am talking about. You will see that Indian figure is into a convergent boundary with the Eurasian plate, and Indian plate is almost moving every year 1 centimeter into the Eurasian plate. That is resulting into the increase in the height of Himalayas, and that is the reason you will find that Himalaya region are still unstable, and all the earthquakes are, you can say, Himalaya is earth prone areas as compared to other regions of India. So this was about the movement of plates, out of which the movement of Indian plates we have studied. It's important. You can read from your book. Same it is written, which I have taken from the help of this figure. So this completes chapter number 4. Thank you so much.